All right. So here's a rant. Some people aren't going to like it, but it is my opinions. People asked me when the game before the game came out, what my thoughts on Domination mode were. I thought it was okay. I'm not against new game modes being in the game. I thought it was fine. It looked a little slow. Whatever. Then I got to play Warhammer 3. I got to play some Domination mode. I wasn't a huge fan, but it was fine. And as they've refined Domination mode down, it's fun to play. It is fun to play. I won't contest that. I like it. Some people don't like it. You don't have to like it. That's fine. That's not what we're really here to talk about. We're here to talk about Domination mode in general. So it's fun to play. As a viewer, I maintain it is fucking abysmal. So first is I was watching Turin's Summer Championship qualifier here, and we have a corn mirror, which is a different problem we'll get into in a second, but also with like the comeback mechanic existing, which can come and go. I get that, but hear me out. With the comeback mechanic existing, both these armies are literally just standing here, not wanting to move up because they don't want to capture a point. The capture points you can see are unlocked, and no one captures a point, I think, until about 6 minutes. Yeah, both of them at 6 minutes into the game are still avoiding the points, and then Lord Catterton's army is actually going to move up and start taking some of the points. It's 6 minutes in. They've been unlocked for 3 whole minutes, and no one wanted to contest with them because good game. Good game mode. So that's one thing, is that if there isn't a comeback mechanic, the game can feel snowbally, and if there is a comeback mechanic, we get uninteractive nonsense like this. That's very, very, very silly. Another thing is the length of Domination games. It makes tournaments extremely hard to run. Where I wanted to run a Domination tournament best of 3 because best of 1 sucks. I hate best of 1. Where like if you get a bad pick or you do a bad build or you make one mistake, you lose the best of 1, you're out of the tournament, and then the semifinals and finals are best of 3. Right? That's fine, but hosting a tournament is tough with that. Because like if you go best of 3, each of these freaking games, if you look at Logic _U, he casts a lot of individual replays. His Domination one's 24 minutes, 19 minutes. Where's another Domination one? He's done a lot of land battles recently, which is also kind of telling. Land. Domination, 20 minutes. So the land battles are sometimes 11 minutes here, 12 minutes there, 12 minutes here. This land battle is 18 minutes. The ones that go long are actually like close. 8 minutes over here. So like running a best of 3 Domination tournament, each round is going to take an hour at least. And it's really, really hard to schedule. And also like watching videos, I don't want to watch a 25 fucking minute. That's a 25-minute video. That is an entire episode of like a normal TV show. Or you could watch one game of Domination mode. Hooray. I don't know. It's not... And then also what sucks is Domination mode isn't this... I pulled up one of my own videos. Something I tell people when they want to get involved in the multiplayer scene is to play campaign and like play it in a certain way, yada yada, not that point. But land battles were actually in the campaign. They're not in Warhammer 3's campaign at all. Land battles are. You can do settlement battles, you can do land battles. There's no Domination mode to be found. There's not even a quest battle that's Domination mode. So there's no possible way I can suggest to someone who's a campaign player who wants to play online, they're like, hey, how do I get ready for online? I ain't got shit for you, because the online mode isn't in the fucking game until you go online, and that is it. That is it. In most RTSs, I can't even think of one that has such a different experience from campaign and online. Like, I just can't think of one. But also, you might be like, Hume Boy, you're being stupid. You could just play versus AI to get ready to play online. No, you can't. Versus AI is the only mode in the entire game where the AI doesn't know how to do it. So you can't even practice against AI. You have to play against players. And for new players, that could be fucking rough, because you can get onto the ladder and just get smoked over and over again by people who know what they're doing. There's no way to train for it. Why is this your main game mode if it's not in your campaign? Which, like, Total War is argued to be mostly a single-player experience. It's not in your campaign. It's not in versus AI. It is only versus players. Only. And they go 100% ranked mode. And that's the other weird thing, is it's ranked matchmaking. It's not just matchmaking, it's ranked matchmaking. So there's no casual format for people to enjoy this. They can't practice in campaign. They can't practice it versus AI. They can't practice people for not for ranking. So like your first match in Domination mode, you either have to find a friend who already owns the game, join a lobby with them offline, like organize it yourself, or immediately jump into ranked. I cannot think of a single game that forces you into ranked mode like this. That your first game has to be ranked. That's absurd. That's stupid. Like, it's just stupid. Okay? And you can like domination mode. That's fine. I'm talking about its execution is abysmal. In my opinion. So you would have to go to multiplayer to do domination mode. But then, if you even host a game, there's small maps, and we've all talked about that to death. Yes, there aren't a ton of maps. Yes, the maps aren't great. Yada, yada. There's more land battle maps than domination mode maps. Which is also, actually, to be fair, that is another point. Is like, this is not your main game mode. This is. This is not supported anymore. This is. And I don't know. It's just, a lot of it is very, very strange to me. And I can't even load into a game to show you certain things. I would have to find another person, which is part of the fucking problem. But to even, like, talk about the problems in the game. When the Immortal Empires factions get added, this will get better, right? But it's such a weird choice for this game, on its release. The only game mode you can play online is Domination. And two of the factions aren't suited for it. So, like, Nurgle had to get some massive buffs for them to come into the meta, and now they're in the meta, so I guess they're fine. But, like, Ogres are fast and have tons of capture weight, so they're ready for it. Khorne can just slam into the points, slow and steady wins the race. Tzeentch can shoot you off the points and whatever. Yada yada. Slaanesh is really fast all over the points. Great, great. Kislev's okay, but not great at it, because so many of their infantry are so slow, and other than that, they lose a lot of fights. But, like, Kislev's okay at it. Cathay and Nurgle, though, like, before Nurgle got their buffs, were just not made for this game mode. Like, Nurgle's so slow and easy to shoot, and Cathay, specifically, is slow and relies on shooting, so they can never take a point. If they get attacked by anybody else, they're super fragile, and they just have so many issues. Their entire kit is worked around harmony, which is, like, standing near other units, so, like, their slow-ass units have to go together, making them even slower. They're just not thought out for domination mode. They're great in land battles. They're actually S tier right now in land battles. They're, at the making of this video, I would argue Cathay is the best land battle faction. In domination mode, they are absolutely the worst. They are mean. It's so weird. Like, I don't know. There's no AI support for their supposed main game mode. There's very little map selection for their supposed main game mode. Their supposed main game mode does not exist in the campaign in any form. And it takes forever to play, and it's super slow to watch. I just don't know how this is going to fly. And, like, most of the content creators that cover domination mode and, like, domination mode left the game. Like, they left instantly, and their viewership's been really down. And I just wonder if it's, like, not a great viewer experience. I don't know. I feel like Turn's numbers are down when he's casting other games like 90% of the time. He's barely around Warhammer. Like, he's still around, but not, like, as nearly as much. Logic just does replays. I haven't seen him do live stream. Rubber Duck of War has done a couple streams recently, but most of them are, like, internal tournaments. I don't know. Like, this domination mode thing, some people argue it's as good as land battles, but I'm like, well, then where are the streamers for it? Where's the viewership? Where's the, like, participation? Where's the excitement? And if all this excitement is there, then why did they immediately abandon ship and go back to 2023? We'll bring land battles back. We're really sorry about this. Where are the maps? Where's the AI support? Where's any of this? How is Cathay supposed to work? Like, what is this game mode? And again, it's like, its redeeming feature for me, and why I was so on the fence about it forever, is it's fun to play. It's just not fun to watch. Like, I have fun listening to a podcast, but I won't watch someone else listen to a podcast. I just don't think it was thought through. Real quick, it was after I finished the video, I remembered I'd forgotten a point. For the people that had argued when Domination was going to come out, but no one had played it yet, and they were already like, Dom's the greatest thing in the whole world. And they're like, land battles suck, and you need rules, and you need all these cheese, and, like, things for that, and whatever. One, Domination mode's cheesy as shit. Like, that whole thing I showed with the turn stream, where people are just standing around not capturing the points because they want to cheese the comeback mechanic. Yeah, cheese is always going to exist. It's existed in literally every video game that's ever happened. And two, the whole community rules thing, the The game released and we had to limit Kislev chariots because... Oh, let's see if I can find this thing. Yeah, so the light war sleds have a unit cap of 4 and heavy war sleds of 3, but the missile chariot gets 6. So Kislev can have 6 chariots, while Khorne and the others only get 4 chariots allowed to them. And then Kislev's chariots were broken. So see, if you get Hellflares, you get 4, but all chariots lock. Anyway, so the Kislev chariots were broken, so most tournament hosts had to limit you to 2 Kislev chariots. Okay, that's great. Ogre Kingdoms, if you played in a tournament when the game released, you were limited to 1 Iron Blaster, or you couldn't manually fire it because the manual fire was also bugged, or you were limited to 2 Gorgers because they're OP. Goes on and on and on. Can't even... Well, Slaanesh is broken the other way. It's broken in a bad way. Zenith found many bugs on their spell casting, but most of those are pretty easy to catch and deal with. But, like, the game released, and people were like, Domination was going to be superior because it doesn't have rules. And then it released with rules, and everyone still was arguing that, like, Domination is superior because it doesn't have rules. It does have rules. It does have cheese. It has all these things because it's a fucking video game. Like, Call of Duty tournaments still have rules. It's a first-person shooter. You run around and shoot people. It's like the easiest thing, but there's always cheese. There's always things. And to enhance the viewer experience, the hosts implement rules. So, like, I don't know. Just the whole, the promise of Domination mode being so simple to run and all these things just didn't pan out for me. Roar!
Subscribe, yes, yes.